Welcome back to Masculine Scrapping. We are now looking at a spread of the hotel that we stayed at while at the Walt Disney World Resort. We stayed at the All-Star Movies Resort. I'll be honest, I know they've got lots of great fancy hotels, but when we're at the parks, we're there to be at the parks, and we're in the room very little. We get in late at night, sleep, get up early, and then in the parks. So we don't spend a lot of time in the hotels, and so I always go for the cheapest hotels just because that's what we need. I've got some exciting stuff, I think, on this particular project. This is the room occupied thing. I'm not really sure if we were supposed to take these or not, but we did. And I used my Cricut machine to cut out a door handle, which we'll put on there. Used my Cricut machine to design this. I have a Disney font that I purchased and kind of made this title page myself. This is a baggage tag that was sent to us ahead of time. We didn't use these, but it's going to be in the ephemera. And this is the coffee from the coffee machine in the room. Now, we actually brought back the entire coffee pod, and I was going to stick in the book, but it was so thick that I ended up slicing it off so we can get this in here. And still, you can't smell it, but man, it still smells like that coffee, which smells really good. So I'm going to place that on there. These are pictures of me outside of the hotel. Our room was just right over here, and some other pictures from the hotel. This was inside the room, and I will mat that all here. So let's work on getting these pieces down, and I'll tell you, I have never failed to be impressed with Disney. I will tell you that I made these bookings last minute, which is never a good idea at Disney. But I was knowing I was going to go spend time with my son, and right before I went down, Disney made this announcement that they were increasing the occupancy of the parks. Remember, from COVID, they had to decrease occupancy, and so all of a sudden there were a bunch of tickets, and I just happened to be online thinking about this when they came open. So I'm like, I'm going to buy the tickets. Well, then I was like, oh crap, where are we going to stay? So I started using hotels.com to try and find hotels in the area that we could stay at. And I realized that staying at the All-Star Movies Resort on that particular set of dates was about $10 more than staying at an off-site hotel. And so I just thought, well, we're gonna I just moved that a little bit because I realized it wasn't on center. We're just going to stay on site because it's just as cheap to do that. And when you're staying on site, you can get into the parks early. So for $10 a night, it was worth the added benefits of just being on site. And by the way, you don't end up paying for parking. So it was actually cheaper to stay in the Disney hotels than it was to stay at an off-site hotel at this particular time. That's not always the case, but at this time it was. All right, you can see I've got some extra pieces here, extra ephemera. I always keep these, but I try not to put too much on, and I thought if I try to get more of these in, it's just going to look too busy, so leaving those off. I'll scoot this over this way a little bit, and we'll work on this side. We are going to mat these on this purple paper. So we'll start that process. This is a boulevard that's meant, I think, to look a little bit like maybe a Hollywood Studios boulevard. We were on the top floor, which wasn't too bad for us. There are not a lot of elevators at the hotels. I mean, they do have them, but it was nice for us to be able to use the stairs, not have to wait for people. And the advantage of being on the top floor is you got no one above you stomping around. So we enjoyed that. Didn't ask for that, but that's what we ended up with. Again, this is just a fake movie theater front at the hotel, just to kind of give you that movies resort. We've actually stayed at All-Star Sports twice and All-Star Movies just this one time. They're pretty much the same. It's just the way the buildings are designed and themed that are different. But, you know, interestingly enough, they are different prices at different times. And like I said, we spend all our time in the parks, so I get whatever hotel is cheapest. trimming these using my Fiskars circle cutter. I think it's the best option for this kind of project. And I found this purple Daisy Duck sticker in an old Disney set of stickers. Again, I don't use stickers very much, but to fill in here in the center, I thought it would look good. So there we go. And we'll put some tape on this. So some people wouldn't do this. They're like, why in the world are you scrapbooking the hotel that you stayed at Disney? Well, because it's at Disney and the hotels are cool. And I had some cool ephemera from there that I wanted to showcase. I'm just pulling off this label. Sometimes it's not easy to get them off and I don't, but if it is easy, I take them off because over time, the very thin weight of that sticker could potentially push through, and then you'd be able to see it even through the photograph. Probably on that one, probably not, but since it was easy to take off, I certainly am going to do that. So, all right. There's the spread. All-Star Movies Resort. Got ephemera on this side, got a few pictures just to show where we're at. It helps with the memories. Appreciate you watching. Really enjoy all the fans and love seeing your projects. So I'd like to see what you've been up to. Have a great day. Take care.